Okay, from athletics now, quickly, we talk about what is happening at the Glass House. Now, recently, Coach Stephen Keshi was sacked, and there's this news that NFF actually confirmed that they've received a letter from him saying he wants to take them to CAS. Of course, defamation of character, 1 billion naira, it's everywhere in the papers. And this morning, I spoke with some of the officials. They actually confirmed this news that, of course, they've received a letter from him.
Yeah, they have received a letter. It's not a suit yet. It's a letter of intention, telling the letter of complaint, sort of telling the NFF what he's expecting from them. Then after that, I think then it will be taken to the next step. Apparently, the NFF just acknowledged receipt of the letter, but from what we hear that Keshi and his manager and lawyer are saying that they actually got the receipt of the letter. The NFF actually received the letter on the day they were unveiling Sunday Olise as coach, but they didn't do anything about it. They didn't talk about it until now, until they had to come out and make it public. It's going to get a little bit messy.
Ugly?
Yeah.
Is it necessary?
That's my point exactly. If I was Stephen Keshi, I wouldn't even bother with this because he's still a young coach. There will be lots of offers. He did well with Nigeria relatively. He won the Nations Cup. He took the country to the World Cup. He got to the second round. He still has a very quite an impressive CV because there are lots of coaches on the continent coaching some national sides that don't have as much as that haven't gotten as much as Keshi has gotten in his coaching career. So I think he should. If I were Keshi, I would take a little bit of sabbatical, and I know he will get offers to return to the job. But if he goes, I'm thinking, this is personally, I'm thinking if he goes on, if he goes this route, maybe some federations will not want to touch him with a long pole, knowing that if something happens and you guys fall out, then this is where he would take it to. So I think my advice to Keshi would be to drop it and focus. I think he will still have a whole lot for him in the future.
Yeah, definitely. He's just 50-something, early 50s, and so he should be able to get something better. Just forget about the drama and focus on what Nigeria will be doing subsequently at the World Cup and also at the Nations Cup. And for Coach Olise, that's the newly appointed coach, he's confirmed that goalkeepers who played in lower leagues can, and of course they're performing so well, can also get a call-up to the national team, because there was this news everywhere that the only goalkeeper we have in Nigeria that is playing actually on the post in one of the top leagues in Europe is actually Vincent Eyama. The others are really not in top flight at all. But he has clarified the issue, saying that goalkeepers that are playing in lower division can also get a call-up to the national team as long as they are regular and as long as they're good enough to wear the shirts.
Of course, Cecilia, when it comes to goalkeepers, especially goalkeepers on the continent, you don't see a goalkeeper playing for a top club in one of the elite divisions in Europe. You don't get it's not every time you get a goalkeeper from the African continent manning the post for one of the top sides or for one of the clubs in the top division. So definitely, I believe that Olise has looked into that. He has known that. You know what? I think if I want to do this all across board, it will be detrimental to development and everything. So yes, I agree with him. Goalkeepers from the Nigerian Premier League, especially, I think we have lots of fantastic goalkeepers here in the Premier League. And also, when you look at when you go outside the country and you see those of them playing somewhere, as long as they're able to command the shirts, I think it's very important. Then you let them. They can be invited to strut their stuff, and let's see if they can upstage the ones we have at home. Because, like I would say again, we have very impressive goalkeepers in the Nigerian Premier League.
Okay, look, quickly we just look at the papers. We're starting with our Sport Day this morning, and what do we have here? It says Akpom seeks Arsenal relevance. He wants to be regular, and Louis van Gaal to quit United for wife. Well, details of it is on page 11. It's actually the fact that he said after United were coaching career, he would not be going there. Okay, that's a Sport Day, and what we have here, it says Ronaldo is too expensive for Manchester United. That's coming from Louis van Gaal. Only said, why I insist on top stars for Super Eagles. Ramos dump United, renews contract at Real Madrid. Awoniyi on the 23 Eagles will win in Congo. And Ahmed Musa leads Nigerian stars, talking about the UEFA Champions League battles start. Robin resumes training, and Monterrey joins Al Ittihad. Okay, the next one here is coming from Sports Day. Okay, that's the paper we talked about earlier. And you have another big headline is the NHL gives Sterling assist. Okay, he didn't score in this one. It's one thrashing of Vietnamese side. And Musa braces for 12th UCL clash. And Vidal lands in Munich. So he's definitely going to join Bayern Munich. And Diaby agrees Marseille switch. Finally, Zamoje Ngerim and others hail Ogba. And Drogba joins Montreal. All the players are going to MLS. And the last one here is coming from Sporting Life. And here, Siasia begs Ulisse, cap Iwobi now. And Man United wants Ibrahimovic for Di Maria deal. And Chelsea begin Pogba talks. Romero joins Man United on 3-year deal. We talked about that yesterday. And people's doubt Spurs Ulisse. Okay? And Ulisse shifts ground on goalkeeper. That's what we just finished discussing on the program. Okay, from football now, we'll just switch to tennis. Rafael Nadal, we know his season this year hasn't been the best, and for him, he wants to see how he can get better form in Hamburg. Well, the German Open started yesterday. He will be in action today. Let's just listen to him. Some of the things he have actually done to ensure that he will be fully fit when he starts his first game today.
I need to recover my solid game, so trying to be focused on my mental part and my shots from the baseline, and just trying to be ready for it. I go day by day. No, I know I'm not having the best season possible, but that's part of the sport, no? And I'm working hard to try to be ready for the things that are coming later, and just wait for my moment. I don't have any problem. I don't have injuries. That's a positive thing for me.
What is important is that he's really, really fit because he's looking forward to having a better time this time around. US Open is just around the corner, and of course he will be seeking how he can at least win a Grand Slam this year because he hasn't won any. You're shaking your head. So no hope for him or what?
Because of the style of Nadal's play. You know, when he was younger, he focused a lot on his top spin with his left hand. It was a very powerful player back then. A lot of people said
back then.
Yes,
wow.
Back then. A lot of people said it at that time, and I concurred. They said that his style of play would not make him last long. You know, he won't have the kind of longevity that we see from Roger Federer and we saw from Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, because he was all power based, and in fact it was too much power, and you know, the fact that he relied so much on his left hand, and it has shown. You know, he's younger than Federer. Federer is still Federer is number 2 in the world. Federer played in the finals of the Wimbledon this year. He played in the finals of Wimbledon last year. He's still at the top of his game. Nadal is beginning to dwindle so fast. Everybody's beating him now. The Wimbledon, the past 4 seasons, he's been knocked out by players that are not even in the top 100. It shows you that he's dwindling really fast. And I don't think it would take, if Nadal gets to win any other Grand Slam between now and when he calls it a day, I'll be really impressed. He would have done something, would have rejigged his formula, but it will be very hard for Nadal to win a Grand Slam, not to talk of even, you know, getting back there to number 1.
Okay, well, that's really a tough one. Now, let's just quickly talk about Jack Warner. Now, this man, we know what's happening to him. He appeared in Trinidad and Tobago court yesterday, and of course, he's actually on bail right now. He's wanted in the U.S. for FIFA corruption charges and all that, fraud, conspiracy, bribery, and every other thing. But when he appeared in court yesterday after the court hearing, he says he insisted that he will not get a fair hearing in Trinidad and Tobago simply because the government are not in support of him. Let's just listen to Jack Warner.
The case has been adjourned to August 28th, but in the meantime, I've asked my legal team to file for judicial review based on the fact of political bias. I am saying that Munilal, the Prime Minister, and Prakash Ramela, among others, politically biased this matter, and therefore I'm asking for judicial review as a consequence. And I've so instructed my legal team. Because the fact is, they judged me in public domain, and they should not have done that. So I've told the legal team that. All right? No, I'm saying that therefore that the case has been tainted based on political bias, and therefore it is almost impossible to get a fair hearing as a consequence.
Well, let's see what's going to happen to Jack Warner. Okay, quickly, we'll talk about Manchester City. And, of course, Pellegrini is saying that, well, Ryan Sterling will definitely justify that amount of money that was spent on him. Yesterday, of course, he was able to get a break. He's just scoring. And one of the goals he scored was an assist coming from Kelechi Iheanacho, who wants to break into the first team at all costs. Quickly, let's just listen to Manuel Pellegrini and, of course, what he feels, how they will be able to contest for the Premier League title this season.
I hope that we are going to have a good performance. Last year we were runner-up after Chelsea. I hope that this season we can recover the title. For him, I think that he's a very good player. That's why we brought him here to our team. I think he gives us a lot of things that we didn't have in our squad. You watch the way he played today, but he has a lot of speed, and I'm sure that in the future he will demonstrate why we pay so much money for him.
Okay, they paid so much money for him, and hopefully he can justify that. Now, MLS seems to be, well, the home right now for most of the players who are leaving the English Premier League, Italian Serie A, and Spanish football, of course, going there. Didier Drogba is actually the latest to join Montreal MLS side.
Good one for him, and also because of the fact you said that it's like a retirement home now. John Terry.
I didn't say retirement home.
I'm just saying.
Their pride.
John Terry has also come out and say that he doesn't see himself playing for another English side when his time is done
so
at Chelsea.
He's going to
so indication he might also be moving to the MLS at the end of his Chelsea career.
Well, they're actually having fun. Well, thank you so much for being part of the program. Of course, Sports Night is at 9 p.m. Join us again for more sports.